Super excited, guys. So I'm going to have you guys join me while I pack, and I will do a bit of a Q&A. So tell your friends we're live. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Ashley Kirkwood. I am in full Speak Your Way to Cash conference mode. And the name of our event is Speak Your Way to Cash Live. This is our 6th event, all right? 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is our 6th event. And I am positive it's going to be like one of the best events ever. I know it will be our best event ever, right? Like that's just how it goes. Every year, the Speak Your Way to Cash events get better and better and better and better. And so I was like, all right, well, we got our last few boxes to pack. I don't know if you can see all this. You cannot see the full scope of how many boxes we have in our basement office that we are packing up. But I wanted you guys to join me while packing. So I'm live on Instagram and on some of our other pages, and we are like literally getting it cracking in here. We have all the stuff from our sponsors laid out, all of our books, like literally all this stuff. So while I'm packing, I was like, okay, keep me company while I pack. And what I'll do is I'll answer any questions you all have while we're packing. So if you have any questions at all about, I don't know, life, love, entrepreneurship, speaking, the industry, our event, how we're doing it, how we're putting it all together, please do ask. And yes, if you don't have your ticket yet for Speak Your Way to Cash Live, you have, what day is it, babe? Tuesday?
It's Tuesday.
3 days. Woo! 3 days, Chris. 3 days to get your ticket, okay? So drop your questions in the chat while I get this packing done. And babe, let me know the best way for me to do it. I'll just grab it from you once you get that lot ready. But yeah, so we're out here, okay? We're out here. Do you see my shirt? Speak Your Way to Cash Live 2021. For those of you joining on Facebook, you can actually see the shirt. For those of y'all on Instagram, I don't know. Let me see. I'll try to show y'all our Speak Your Way to Cash Live 2021 shirts that I'm in right now. So if you're on IG, drop your question in the drop your question in the question box. Like, happy to get this going. And Chris, one of the questions that I get all the time that I will throw to you first. Thank you. They said I love the shirt. That I'll throw to you first is like, how did this brand get to this point from your perspective? Like when you think of Speak Your Way to Cash Live, how did it get to what it is from your perspective?
All right, you gotta work and talk. Trial and error. Yeah. Trial error, and there was a lot of intentionality around our purpose and what we were planning to do. And I think after we always knew that you wanted to do work. You wanted to speak because you're a natural speaker, but you are also a trained speaker, and you continue to grow and learn and implement. And once we physically got that down on paper, we thought about like how would we impact change with other speakers, and I think it was kind of naturally born out of that.
Yeah, I would agree. One of the things that we did at Speak Your Way to Cash, like this is such an organic evolution. The Speak Your Way to Cash brand, like it was not planned. It was very clearly like, I'm going to speak and get paid from speaking myself. Okay. Like once people started asking, how did you do this? How did you do that? How are you getting paid engagements? First, how are you getting paid college engagements? How are you bulk selling your book? Thank you. I think that's B. Yeah. She said she likes the shirt that you have on, babe.
Oh, thank you.
So mine's the black version of that. Mine's the black version of that. But yeah, no, Chris's is cold. So yeah, so it all was very organic. It was all very, very, very organic. And I'm just honored at where it's gotten to and how we've gotten to this point and how much work goes into it. And I feel like the only person that actually sees how much work goes into all of this is literally Chris. Like outside of Chris, I don't know if anyone actually knows all of the work that we put into making this event what it is, making our programs what they are, doing the things that we do. And so while I'm waiting on my next batch, we have all the final stuff in here. We got our pins. We got our pins that we're giving out. We got, look at this, all this stuff is in here. literally all in this box. All of this is in here. All of this stuff are welcome cards. Like, let me show y'all. Y'all know they're getting my book. And of course, we have our books. We have our advanced reader stickers, our bookmarks, our double-sided bookmarks. Because look, y'all don't want to know where you left off with this bookmark. All right. And then these journals. I love these hardcover journals. You can see the ribbon in there. Let me show y'all on Facebook. The Speaker Rated Cash journal. I love it. Absolutely love it. So like we are just packing up. Oh, now I messed it up, babe.
What you messed up?
I messed up the order. Okay, so we are packing up for the event, just getting ready, and we're just reminiscing, guys, on where we came from. And let me show y'all, because we actually have, I'm gonna go get it. We have our very first box ever. And these boxes were very well received. But this was the first one that we ever sent out to anybody. This was our very first box. And I like this box. There was nothing wrong with this box, okay? But like to go from this box and the stuff we put in here, which was cool, to like these monster boxes.
Hold on, before the boxes, there was just sheets of paper. Like we were literally just giving out worksheets.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So people, and it was not in advance. People showed up to the event and we handed them a registration like packet.
Yeah.
Their worksheets. So like it's come full circle.
Yeah, no, in the beginning.
It really has grown.
So okay, first Speaker Rated Cash. First, thank you so much, VJ. She was like, the marketing is tight as always. So the first Speaker Rated Cash, it was still nice, right? The first,
it was. The
very first Speaker Rated Cash was nice. It was at WeWork. It was 10 people in a conference room. And it was dope. It was really good. And it was so much information. Like I taught so much information. In fact, one of the attendees of the sixth one attended the first one. So all she did was attend the first one. Okay? Thousands of dollars of speaking fees later. National press outlets later. Like all of this from the first one. Okay? The first Speaker Rated Cash and our challenges, and she's in the Speaker Rated Cash Facebook group, transformed her speaking business. And she's coming to the sixth one. So to see it come full circle like this has just been so dope. So let me know what questions y'all have. I'll answer any questions that you guys have as we pack up. I'm waiting on Chris to get our next batch ready. And I actually am not doing my job. So we got a bit of an assembly line going here. So I'm supposed to be finalizing these things. We've already packed like, how many boxes? Like 80? Maybe 75. Yeah, we've already packed 75 boxes. So we're finishing up at this point. So drop any questions that you guys have in the question box, and I will be sure to answer it. I'm trying to think of like questions I got via email. One question I always get, and Chris, maybe you can answer this, is okay, in your vantage point, what has been the hardest part of growing the speaking business for me and for the company?
Hardest part? Well, we gotta remember we have two businesses.
Yeah.
So we have two businesses. So the hardest part,
yes,
one of the hardest parts has been time, right? So we are growing. We have two six-figure businesses that are growing every day. So it's like having the time and the wherewithal to designate resources and energy toward each business, or when and where and how,
which would be impossible without employees.
That's one thing. But specifically, Speaker Rated Cash, it was really it started out as your passion. For those of you all who've been following from day one, Passion, Purpose, and Paychecks, you know, we launched this way back when, and it turned from a passion to an actual, we could actually do this. Like, and now I believe it's a growing movement.
Yeah, I agree with that, Chris. One of the questions that we got from BJ was how many people are attending this year. We don't know. We're waiting on the final count. It'll be 85 plus. So right now we're at 85. And there's some folks who I know are going to wait till Friday at 9 p.m. to get their ticket to this event, which I do not recommend, but okay. Y'all want to play with it if you want to. Go right ahead. But these boxes are about to go out. We already scheduled our pickup with UPS, and they charge me if I don't have them ready to go. So, yeah, we'll have about 85 speakers, 85 plus speakers at the event this year. In our first event, we had 10 people. Oh, yeah. The first one was 10. Now we're at 85. I don't know how many were at the second one, but it was, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it wasn't that many. Like, we would go like 10, 15, 30. Last year was our biggest one, with 55 people who attended all virtually. And so this year we jumped again to 85. So about 35 more people coming. And the prices change every year. So when people are like, oh, I'm gonna come next year, I'm like, you're gonna pay. Yeah, you're gonna pay. So I always recommend, like, get in while you can. Okay, get in while you can, because the yesterday's price is not today's price. And the quality of our printed materials keeps going up too. And it takes a lot of effort to print and to put on an event. And then this year we added intention calls. We added so many things this year. This year we added one additional day. So it's 3 days instead of 2. We also added client success leaders, which are some of my clients who I really enjoy working with, who also have a propensity to coach, who are flying in literally from all over the country. We're paying for them to fly in so that they can be on site and they can be like 100% dedicated to making sure people who are virtual feel totally ingrained and ingratiated into the experience. Because I don't like I've done things virtually and it's like a computer somewhere in the corner and I'm just like listening in versus being a part of the experience and being considered. And we wanted to make sure that people knew, regardless of if you attended virtually or you attended in person, it's an experience. So we added client success leaders. We also added signature sessions this year. So the signature sessions that we added, there's 4. And these sessions are going to become staples of the Speak Your Way to Cash event series. One is the Dreamer's Den. The other is the Language Lab. The Dreamer's Den is where, this is so dope. I have never attended an event where they have literally just left space, room, and time for people to dream. So the whole point of the Dreamer's Den is to create an environment where you can really start to think about what you want from your speaking business. But then more importantly than just thinking about it, you start to visualize how it'll feel, where you'll be. And we have guided questions to kind of help with that. So I'm super stoked about the Dreamer's Den. The other one is story selling secrets. So everyone talks about storytelling. That's cool. But the fact of the matter is, brands that move have brand stories that can easily be regurgitated. So we wanted to have a session that really talks about, what is your brand story? Like, how do you, when a client asks you why you do what you do, how are you going to put that together for the client? And how will that story help to sell your underlying products and services? So that is what Story Selling Secrets is about. And of course, we file trademarks for all of our stuff. So just so people know, all my stuff be copyrighted, trademark. We protect all of our stuff, right? So I just want to lay that out there, okay? You know, okay? And then what else do we have? We have the Story Selling Secrets, Trademark Pending, Language Lab, Dreamer's Den, and there's another one. Oh, Pricing Pathology. Yo, the Pricing Pathology session. Let me just tell you guys, the great Chris got me so hyped during our intentions call. Yes, the calls I'm getting so many great testimonials and just like, thank you for adding intention calls to the sessions this year. Those are one-on-one calls with our coaches where you can figure out like what you're going to learn a lot of information during the event. When do you need to be glued to your seat? Okay. And we also added, for those attending virtually, we have a virtual background for you while you're attending the event, because it's a live virtual event. This isn't like, oh, I'll get the replay, I'll watch later. No. It's live. We got breakout sessions. We have leaders who are going to be in the chat talking to you guys. Like, it is a live virtual event. So you got your own virtual backgrounds. I'm going to be looking. And if your camera's off, you can't participate. You can't be called for questions. You can't be called for hot seats. Like, you got to be live. We're committing to be live. You got to be live. So We added that as well. So we got the story selling secrets, the language lab, the dreamer's den, and then pricing pathology. And the pricing pathology session is also new, and it's literally all about how to make sure your pricing makes sense for your business and your clients. It has to make sense. So because a lot of people have multiple things they do in business. Like you may be a coach and a speaker. You may be, like me, a lawyer and a speaker. And so if speaking is a revenue stream, but it's not the only thing you do, you got to make sure you're not like a cheap lawyer, but then you want them to pay you X amount of dollars to speak. Well, baby, if your prices are real low over here, why is it so different over here? And these are the things that go into clients' mind. It needs to be ordinary if you're going to sell it. It needs to be ordinary. It needs to be like, no, this is how we do it all the time. This is what we charge. I'm a premium shop. Whether you come to me for A, B, or C, I'm a premium shop. And so we definitely wanted to have a pricing session that really dives deep into the causes and effects of pricing and when you should go down, when you need to keep your pricing up, all those types of things. So pricing pathology is going to be a super dope session. And I'm excited. I don't even know, like this year, how many trademarks do you think we filed this year? So many. And like prepping for the event, prepping for the book release. Everyone's getting an advanced reader copy of the book who's coming to this event. We have a night session for VIPs. We have breakfast every day for VIPs. Like so much went into this, y'all. So much money, so much time, so much effort. But it's going to be dope. And tomorrow we're actually doing a spa day. So me and Chris are going to unwind a little bit before the event, and then I'm gonna do another one November 1st, right before go time. Any other questions? That was a good question, BJ. You can literally ask me anything about growing the business, working with my husband. February will be the first year. We need more boxes.
This is 90.
Oh, this is 90. Okay.
So
look, y'all.
What's your plan?
These are all the boxes that we've been packing. Like, we just packed all those boxes. We might as well use the rest of those. I can fold some of these. So yeah. It's been a journey. It has been a journey. But I'm really excited.
I would say one of the most difficult things has actually been the technology.
Oh yeah.
It's utilizing the technology to make sure that we have the proper animations.
Yeah, that's a big piece. Even with like doing this event, doing a hybrid event, y'all. Hybrid is pricey. Because what I didn't realize when I was looking at hotels and they would give us the hotel quote, they'd be like, okay, it's about $20K for the hotel. We're like, okay, cool, $20K for the hotel. They're like, yeah, but it's going to be about $70,000 for the AV. It's going to be what? Oh, okay. Yeah, the tech side of this event is quite expensive. Getting it done. So I think doing a hybrid has a lot of things. And to be honest, I feel like the real reason why I've done some of the things I've done in business is because I didn't know how much work it would be beforehand, to be honest. So I know why, like, there are some people who are opposite. They're like, I need to know every little thing before I commit to it. I need to know every little detail. I need to see every single step before I start walking. And the truth is, if you live like that, I think it's going to be difficult. I think it's going to be really difficult for you to take big moves, for you to take bold moves. I do think you need to have some understanding of what you could do, but I don't think knowing every little thing is a requirement. And at the end of the day, as much as you prepare, there are going to be things that you did not account for when you're doing something new. And this year for Chris and I has been like a learning year, an innovation year, because we just created so much stuff this year. Like from the book to like going in a studio and recording my audiobook myself versus just, I could have just hired someone for $400 off Audible. I could have, but I was like, no, it'd be dope to do it, do it myself. Because when I buy audiobooks from someone who I listen to and who I like, I actually much prefer to hear the author's voice. Whenever I've gotten a book and the author reads it, for the ones I've gotten anyways, I'm sure this is not always the case. It's been better. It's been better. So I really like it. Like, they know where to put emphasis because you can read it the way you wrote it. But when you record an audiobook, like, you don't even get through a full page before they start. Oh, Demaya, let me get your question. Before they start, like, telling you to stop. Like, the producer will be like, nope, you added a word. Nope. Like, they want it as close to the book as humanly possible. So Demaya asked the question, do you have set topics as a speaker, or do you pitch according to a client's needs? I believe, and this is what we're going to cover on day one of the event. Day one of the event, we have a session called Framework Foundation or something to that effect. And we're going to go over how to develop out a framework that sells, because I believe all of your speeches should be based on a framework so that you're not all over the place. And what you switch out will be the stories you utilize. Maybe you have some minor things that you'll change, but you shouldn't be writing a brand new speech, speaking on brand new topics every single time. I think that's very difficult to do, and it leads to burnout, because who wants to do that? But obviously, this is why you need to be at the event. Okay, y'all got to be at this event, because look, people think speaking is like, just let me get paid to speak real quick. Let me just learn this one little thing. Just tell me this one thing, and I'll learn how to get paid to speak. Nah, that ain't it. It is a process that has been refined over time. And so you have a framework. That's the basis for everything that you do for clients. You can have a framework, or you can have a few frameworks, but you do need to have some consistent themes so that you're not all over the place, and so that the client understands you really are an expert in what you're saying. Because if someone if I go to somebody and they're like, hey, I'm an accountant, a hairstylist, a makeup artist, a videographer, and something else, and what else do you need? Because I could be that too. I'm gonna be like, no, I don't trust that. But if you tell me, look, I have a methodology for doing A, B, and C. I typically work with clients in 3 main areas. Even if it is multiple areas, it can tell a concise story. And that's why day 1, framework foundation, day 3, story selling secrets. Because if you do multiple things, best believe you need a story to weave those things together so that you don't look confusing to a client. And sometimes when you do multiple things, I can speak for me. You could be confused yourself. You do so much. You're like, man, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Like, you'll be confused, and so you won't have an ability to clearly communicate what you do to a client if they ask about something else that you do. So that is a really good question. I do have set topics, and I will diagnose the client's needs based upon how I can help the client. So if I don't talk on, empathy, for instance, then I'm not diagnosing the client for their empathy deficiencies, because I don't speak on that. Now, if there's other deficiencies that I can help with, that's what I'm focusing on my sales call. However, if the client's issue is totally outside of my wheelhouse, they need something that I don't offer, I'm referring it out. But most of the time, because I speak on mindset, sales, communication. If I had to sum up the 3 areas, mindset, sales, communication. So for our communication stuff, we have the love method of communication. For our mindset stuff, we have the currency of confidence. And for our sales stuff, we have the paid method. So we have a framework for each. But on our website, when we talk to our client, it's like, hey, a great sales professional has the right mindset, the right technique, and the ability to storytell, communication. Because they have all 3, I can give you one presentation that touches on all 3 points, or I can go deeper with a workshop or with a consulting session or with an assessment for one of those points. So that's kind of why we have it laid out the way that we do. But yeah, this stuff gets deep, y'all. It really does. And I think that we do people a disservice when we aren't 100% honest about how much work it does take. I need a catchy title for my framework. Okay, Emily, we will for sure work on that at the event. I need to know how to create a package that sells and what to include in the package. Yes, This is such a good question, Grace. And I know you and Emily are both coming in person, I believe. So on day 2, I believe it's assembling your 6-figure proposal is what we're going to talk about at that point. So that'll be a really good session for you all as well to take advantage of, because we're definitely going to do that. What were the first steps you took to plan your first event? I own a travel company, and that includes a lot of community building events. Okay, cool. So the first step I took to planning my first event. Okay. My first event was very simple. So for the very first event, what we did was this. We set up an Eventbrite page. So if you go to speakerreadycash.com/event, you can see what we have now. Now we have a landing page, and there's automations, and you get right when people register for the event, they get a handwritten card in the mail from me if they paid on the website in full. All of that, right? We did not do that first. So when we first started our event, we set up an Eventbrite page. I promoted it through Facebook, I think. Promoted it through Facebook, had a Facebook event. Maybe I had a small email list that I sent it out to, and I think it was like $200 or $300. Now, I also went and got a membership at WeWork, and I hosted the clients who bought tickets to the event in a conference room on a Saturday. So that's how we rolled on the first one. That was pretty much it. And we had was the first event the one where we had a guest speaker? I don't think so. Yeah. We had a guest speaker who had her own community. So her and I promoted it together. We did like live videos together. We did all kind of stuff together. I got a graphic designer to make a little flyer for me. And that was it. That was pretty much it. One flyer. And what's crazy is about this event, if you all go back and look at graphics and things, like we probably had 60 or 70 graphics and flyers created to promote this event. Because what I did not know then, but that I know now, is you need a marketing plan, and that needs to include a variety of different flyers and a variety of different promotional items in order to get the word out. And then you need emails, a lot of different emails to go out about the event. And then on top of the emails, you need a live schedule that you're going to do. And now Clubhouse. So we did so much more this time to promote it. But, and Facebook ads. I didn't do any of that the first time. I just put it out there, invited some people. I think I may have started the Speaker Ready Cash Facebook group. To promote the first event. But, yeah. And what happens is you do the first event. It goes really well. People love it. They give you testimonials. Oh, after the event, on my phone, if you go on YouTube, these are still up, are the testimonials from the first event. We just took them on our phone. We did not have like a videographer. We did not have a photographer. For our first 3 events, I don't think we had a videographer or a photographer. Well, we had Chris.
I was taking them. And then we bought our camera at the second one. We bought our first camera, and then we did them the testimonials that way. But we got them every time.
Yeah, so that's how we did it, man. That's how we did it. That's how we got it done. It was what it was. But it was great. It was great.
2 more.
It was great. 2 more questions or 2 more boxes? Okay. Okay, cool. So I just got another question in from Emily. Do you ever host client appreciation or referral events for your corporate clients? So we host events for our corporate clients. And when you get your book in the mail, there's a section on how we do our events. It's the 4th part of the book. It's called the invite method, I believe. And that explains like our event framework or how we do events for our clients. But essentially, I don't really call them a referral or client appreciation events, because corporate clients my clients work full time for their company. And they don't really want to do necessarily like extra stuff, but they will do professional development. So I'll host a professional development event. So an event that's free where I'll invite them to learn about a particular something that'll help them in their career that I also teach on and offer additional guidance on. And then I'll upsell them at the end. We do client gifts. Like at the end of the year, we'll do popcorn for our corporate clients. And after a session, we'll send flowers. So we'll do things like that to show our appreciation. But and then on the law firm side, last year I did a award ceremony. We did the Resilience Awards hosted by Mobile General Counsel. And this year we'll do one, but it'll be for Speaker Ready Cash clients that have worked with me in the academy and doing VIP days and things like that. So that is what we've done on that side of things. So I do like doing something to show clients we appreciate them, because at the end of the day, you don't really work for yourself when you're a business owner. You work for your clients. So you gotta do something to let them know. But Christmas, this is a really good time. It may seem like it's late, but it's actually early. I mean, it may seem like it's early, but it's actually late. You should be doing whatever you're going to do for Christmas now, because it does come up really fast. So if you want to do something for Christmas, now is the time. Now is the time to do that. Like, do not delay. Now is the time to do whatever you're going to do for Christmas for sure. But yeah, 90 boxes, man. This is 90 boxes just right here?
No, it's 90, actually 90. 6.
Okay. Cool. Well, we are ready to roll. We're ready to roll.
We're almost at 100. We got to do 4 more to make 100.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, that was a really good question, Emily. What other questions do you all have? And if you, I don't know if you all can see the question box, because I actually cannot see it. But if you put your question in the question box, I think I'll be able to put it on the screen. At least that's how it used to. That's how it used to be. But yeah, any questions at all? I'm like so excited for the folks who have already committed to coming to the event. It's going to be so dope. Like, oh my gosh. So dope. I cannot wait at all. I cannot wait. It's going to be so good. Oh my gosh. Huh. Yeah, we just made it happen. There'll be some more tomorrow.
Okay.
And we'll get some more tomorrow. Oh, hand me that tape. We got packing tape made for this event. So many things. Like the printing. Like this goes on the outside boxes because we don't have other stuff. So we got this packing tape made for the event to put on our stuff so people know it's coming from us. So the question, how important is it to have a speaker landing page? It's really important to have a website. I don't think you need a full-fledged website anymore. I do think a landing page will be good, just something so that people know how to work with you and what you do. And we have now added an FAQ section to that landing page so that people also know like your starting package price and where they can, you know, how you work with them and what your process is. All of that stuff is really important. So you will need that. But I will say I should have saved it somehow. My first speaker website was so bad, but we still made money with it. Like, but it was bad. I mean, my first speaker website, it was bad. I made it myself on Wix. I am okay. So there are a lot of types of people. There are some people who are like, I need to know everything before I start. I'm the type where I'm going to start so I can start making mistakes so that I can get better. Because you can't iterate on zero. You got to have something to iterate upon. And for a lot of people that I work with, not even that I work with, you know, because we work with a lot of doers. But for a lot of people that I have met along this journey that have a hard time growing, it's because they won't start. So they need all the information before they start doing, or they need all the information before they start, you know, reaching out to clients, and they don't want anyone to say anything bad about them, and they want their stuff to look good. And that is a righteous desire. But as I've showed you, I mean, I don't even have what I used to give out. We used to give out a little piece of paper. And then we got feedback, and then we iterated. And to be honest, our clients weren't even the ones who were like, oh, I need a nicer box. I need a nicer journal. But every year we do this event. Every year we think about our business. After this event in December, we're going to Arizona for 2 or 3 weeks. It may end up being 4, but at least 2. At least 2. And we iterate. We think about how we can do better, how we can do less and make more, how we can grow our business. But you got to iterate. Because it took a while just to get my website together on Wix because WordPress gave me a headache. Yeah, and you may have to outsource that. And if you can't afford, a really high-end designer, then you may have to work with someone. Oh, we didn't put them in the other ones?
These are just the last ones. So.
Okay. If you want to work with a high-end designer, you may have to go on Fiverr or go on Upwork and just here's what we all have to work to do. We have to work to eliminate all barriers to entry. Because with speaking, with entrepreneurship, for most of these things that we're talking about, leveraging your intellectual property, that's the stuff you keep up here. There are barriers. Like you could be like, oh my God, I don't understand marketing. Oh my God, I don't understand this. I don't have a website. I don't have a nice website. All I got is this. You have to get to the action as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, you want it to be right. Yes, you want to learn information, but Wanda, I believe you're also coming to the event. So you're going to get good information, but you're still going to have to just start taking action. And then once you take action, you're going to iterate. And you know what else happens? When you start taking action, you get better advice from people like me who are coaches. Because then it's one thing to have a theoretical question. Well, how many topics should I speak on? It's another thing to be like, right now, I am giving them 25 topics. Here's the speaker sheet. Critique this for me. Well, now I can give you better advice because you've given me something to help you iterate upon. When we talk in theory, it's harder. Like you're going to get good information. You're going to write it down. Maybe you'll implement, maybe you won't. But when you just start doing, when you're in motion, it's easier to speed up. It's so hard to go from being like sedentary. I don't even know if I said that word right, but it's so hard to go from like me standing still to like a full-on sprint. It takes time. But if I was already jogging, it'd be easier for me to sprint. If I was already sprinting, it's easier for me to go faster. So that's how it is in business. If you would just start doing it wrong, start messing it up, take away all barriers to entry. And the biggest barrier you're going to have to silence and take away is doubt. It's not even other people. It's that small little voice in your own head that's like, oh, but look at her, but she's doing it way better. Oh, but look at her, but she's doing this. Oh, but look at her, and they doing that. And oh my God, and oh my goodness. And I'm not really ready for this. And I don't think I'm good enough for this. And blah, 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 blah. All of that is a barrier to entry. You got to move that out the way. And you have to take action. Because once you take action, it becomes way better. Hearing Dorianne say that she did her first speaking engagement while at her 9-to-5 kind of released me from that limiting belief. Because I know that would have held me back too. Yes, that live that me and Dorianne did a live yesterday. It was so good. Like I didn't even know parts of her story that she shared, and we've been working together. You know what I mean? And she shared how she did her first paid engagement while she was at her job. She also shared that before working with me in the academy, she had made negative money from speaking. So like people were inviting her to speak. She was buying plane tickets and they gave her a $50 check. It didn't even cover her fare, her plane fare. And now this year in the academy, and the year isn't even over yet, she has grossed over $200,000 from speaking and consulting alone. And I've seen her, I've seen okay, is this the right email to send? Okay, this is how the proposal look. What do you think about this? Or they're asking for this. What do you think about this fee? What do you think? Like, I've been a part of that. You know what I mean? I've seen that. And so to see someone go from, we had a client today say that she has done 3 engagements for the same company. Those 3 speaking engagements, she's also in the academy. The academy is where you go to get busy. Okay, I'm just saying. But the 3 speaking engagements she's done for this one company makes up what she made from speaking all last year. And it's the same company. It's the same company. Just those 3 engagements make up what she made last year. Dorianne signed a $110,000 speaking contract working with us in the academy. I remember when it was sent. I remember when the message came in the group, it was like, yo, contract signed. And Mobile General Counsel wrote the contracts. You know what I mean? So like seeing these women, many of which look like me, look like many of us watching this, and men, because Rashad has been crushing it in his own right as well, and he'll be at the event. But like seeing them go to these heights, like seeing the transformation, going from, I made 30K last year, I made over 100K this year, I made negative dollars last year from speaking, I made over $200,000 this year, and I'll tell you this too, because not everyone makes massive amounts of money just by joining the program. No, they don't. But what everyone has done is they have transformed the way they think about their business such that they make more money, and or they have the ability to make more money because now they know how to market themselves. We don't have anyone in the program who's like, we've never had anyone in the program like, oh my God, I hate that I joined this program with you. I ain't learned nothing. Ever. It has never happened. It has never happened. Because if all I do is help you change your mind about how you think about yourself, that's invaluable. If all I do is help you learn how to not cave when a company comes at you and wants to lowball you with, like today, we heard about a client coming to our client in the academy with an offer of less than 3K. They came up to over 8K for a 30-minute virtual. Light work. Like, just that. The whole, like, them laughing at $3,000 when before they would have accepted less than the 3. They would have been happy with the 3. And you know what it is? I had someone come to me who's in the academy. They were like, there's this other person who's a speaker and she's been doing it 10 years and she gets only $3,500. And I was like, so who's she? Who this woman? Hopper, who this woman? I don't care. Here's the thing. People can do stuff for 25 years and do it wrong. You can smoke for 20 years and all you'll get is lung cancer. Time alone is not the qualifier. It's just not. And the fact of the matter is, I have seen lawyers who've been working 20 plus years who do not come up with the legal strategies that I come up with, period. Because time is not the only qualifier. Some of the way that you think is such a, I don't even know like how to describe it and do it justice, but the way that you think about problems is such a gold mine that if you start to trust yourself just a little bit, your whole life will change. Because there are some of you watching this right now who literally think of things that are out of this world. But because no one else thinks like that, or it comes so easy to you, you discount it. Your key, I'm going to say this affirmatively to every single person watching this right now. Your key to making more money in business is to trust your mind. Is to start to pay more attention to your thoughts about how things should go, to have an ability to trust your own unique intuition. Because what most of us do is we see somebody doing something nice and then we try to do that exact same thing. That's not going to help you. That's not going to differentiate you. I don't see anyone doing events like we do events, period. And I don't care who does the event. I just don't. I don't see anyone hosting, well, obviously, because it's trademarked. I don't see anyone hosting a dreamer's den to make sure that the first session is unlocking your mind. I know for a fact that I have been challenged in my confidence and in my faith and in my discipline this year, just so that I could get on stage and talk about this dreamer's den and unlock some imaginations in some people that they had given up on as a kid. The truth is, this is where your next level is. It's in your mind. It's how you think. It's the fact that you wake up with ideas that you've been putting in your back pocket for too long. It's the fact that when you see when your friend comes to you with a problem, you know exactly how to solve it. You know exactly the advice to give them. It's the fact that when you see someone doing something wrong, you know exactly how they could turn it around, and it's not even hard for you. It is in your mind, but because, can we just be honest about a little something? Because I'm done with my boxes. Because society has done an exceptional job at tricking people that look like me into believing that our minds are less than the minds of others, that we now do it to ourselves. I was listening to the miseducation of the Negro. And it's so deep when you listen to that book. But one of the themes of the book is if you keep somebody down for so long, they will eventually beg to be kept down themselves. That was a theme of the book. I'm not going to quote it right, so I'm not even going to try. But that is a lot of what's happening. If you go to a job day in and day out and you don't ever feel heard, and when you raise your hand in a meeting, nobody ever calls your name, then what do you do at the next meeting? You don't speak. You literally muzzle yourself. So my goal in the earth, what I am here to do, is to help you unmuzzle yourself. You know what I mean? Like the things that we've gone through in life have served as shackles to our own intelligence, to our own brilliance. Because mama never listened to me. Because growing up, a lot of us got told you talk too much. So now you're afraid to speak. Because when you said something, you may have been wrong about it in the meeting. And they shut you down in the most rude way. So now you're afraid to speak back up. But what I'm telling you is I don't care if you were wrong last time. I don't care if you're less qualified than the person next to you. I don't care if no one else sees it the way you see it. I need you to speak up. And I need you to speak out. And when you get it wrong, because you will, we all do. I get it wrong. I mess up. I don't say the right thing. It's not right. I'm not nice enough. I'm not stern enough. You will get it wrong. When you get it wrong, here's what I need you to do. Do it again. Do it again. Not to get it right, but because it's needed. And every time you do, if you do something wrong once and you never do it again, you never grow the muscle that caused you to do it wrong in the first place. You don't. So you have to do it wrong. And then you got to do it again. Yeah, you're going to be embarrassed. You got to be embarrassed again. Because eventually you learn, man, I'm embarrassed, but man, I'm looking around. I'm still here. I'm good. I'm out here. It's okay. It's okay. And so part society is to blame. But for the most part, you know, we've been told, you're less than. Literally, I read an article about my neighborhood. I live in Flossmoor, Illinois, and I read an article, and it was talking about white flight in Flossmoor, Illinois, and how it is one of the most affluent neighborhoods in the South suburbs. Average household income, 115,000 plus. Taxes are high. School districts are great. Neighborhoods are clean. It's beautiful. I love it, right? But they were saying that, like, as soon as the white population leaves, some people are deeming it like to be not as nice because now, you know, white flight is happening. There's not as many white people around here. And I was talking to a family member of mine, and she was like, well, I was like, yeah, have you considered Flossmoor? She was like, isn't it about to be all black out there? So, like, maybe. I ain't checked. My neighbors are good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we Gucci. We live in life. So I say that to say, even in our own culture, in our own community, something being all black or something being done by us is perceived as to not have as much value, but that is a lie. And it doesn't serve us. But if you believe it, it comes out in everything you do. Okay, someone says, I'm an HBCU grad and can totally relate to what you are saying about unmuting myself as a black woman. Yes. So yeah, we got to do it, man. We got to do it. We got to unmuzzle ourselves. It's not, no one is shutting us up. Like, you got to do that for yourself. You got to do that for yourself. So all that to say, I so appreciate y'all hanging out with me while we pack boxes. We are done. We are done packing boxes. I'm going to show you guys, like, this is what we've done. We've packed it all up. So we're done. Hopefully you can see this. Like, look at all those boxes. Chris was over there at his workstation. So that's 100 boxes all packed, ready to go, ready to be shipped. We got our little workstation together. So we're done, man. We're out here. We are done. We packed it up. Y'all were great company, okay? Y'all were great company. If you do not already have your ticket to Speak Your Way to Cash Live, go get it tonight. Go get it tonight. It's going to be the best event that you attend. It's going to be the best event that you attend, hands down. Like, come on. Just join. What are you afraid of? There's no way you come to the event and don't learn something. It's impossible. It just is. It is what it is. It's impossible. So come to the event, learn something, level up your mindset, figure out whether it's an opportunity you want to dive feet first into, and change your own life. I've literally seen this event be the starting point for people changing their lives. I told you about Dorian earlier. She came to the event. I told you about Dominique earlier. She came to the event. I talk about Brittany all the time. She came to the event. Like it has been the starting line for people to take off in the way they think, in the way they earn, in the way they respect their intellectual property, the stuff that comes out of their minds. It really is the starting point. So if you don't have your ticket, you need to DM me and get your ticket ASAP. Go to speakyourwaytocash.com/event, and I will see you all there. All right. Thank you so much for joining me while I packed.